ladies, make sure your vajayjay ain't stanky. Like,
Ooh,
really?
you're so right. All right, go ahead, man. I ain't dealing with
Make
you.
sure that you are really, really clean. Like, you are really, really taking the time to clean. And I'll say this, and even trimming, that the hair can hold odor. So make sure that you are really, really taking the time to clean yourself. I'll say this also, men are very visual.
Hey, we're back with another video. We are Meet the Simmons. How you doing today?
I am doing dandy. Ting.
Oh, wow. Hope you guys are having a good day. So today, we're going to jump right into it. We got a doozy for you today. You already see the thumbnail, so you're interested. So, are you turning your spouse off? We're going to talk about some things that you're doing that you may not realize is turning your spouse off. Yeah.
Facts.
First one, right at the gate. Bad personal hygiene. Look, fellas, I'm going to speak for y'all. I'll let you handle the women's stuff because I don't want none of that, no parts of that. Fellas, you gotta watch the boys, man. You gotta watch the boys. They out there, you out there working hard for your family, you're sweating, you're sitting down. Like, even if you sit at a desk all day, you still got, they're confined. And we live here in Texas, it gets hot. Humidity gets hot. So when you get home, I know you're happy to see your wife and everything, but bro, you gotta handle your business before you try to get up in there. Because you want her to go down there and do certain things. She don't need to be passing out bad personal hygiene. And even to the point like your nails, man, take care of your nails.
Yeah.
Like we bought both of our sons nail kits, nail brushes. Keep your nails filed and trimmed. You ain't gotta get them manicure or anything like that, but they should be neat if you can. I know some of you guys maybe mechanics may work with your hands. There's things you can do to have good personal hygiene and good grooming, because that makes them, that turns a woman on when you smell good.
Yes.
Right. You ain't gotta be a millionaire. Invest in some decent cologne.
Yes.
Invest in some decent cologne. I have a few that I can recommend to you. Polo Sport is a great one. It's just fairly cheap, very affordable. Get you take a trip to Bath and Body Works, get you some of that good lotion, man. Stop using Jergens or Jerkins, if you're a guy, you know what I mean by Jerkins. Take care of your feet. Don't get in the bed and cut the sheets up with your toenails. Brothers, like that kind of stuff, a woman notices and it matters, and it could turn her off. So I think I done dug a hole deep enough. You go ahead and take number 2. I'm not gonna
Well, I'm going to still talk about
go ahead.
hygiene. This is for my sisters. Ladies, make sure your vajayjay ain't stanky. Like,
ooh,
really?
you're so right. All right, go ahead, man. I ain't dealing with
Make
you.
sure that you are really, really clean. Like, you are really, really taking the time to clean. And I'll say this, and even trimming, that the hair can hold odor. So make sure that you are really, really taking the time to clean yourself. I'll say this also, men are very visual. So if you're going to have nails, please make sure those nails are all painted, or if you want to do the nude, that's fine. You don't have to have them painted, but chip nail polish is a big turn off.
The next one. Too whiny. Being too whiny and too bratty, or being just spoiled to the point where it's just ridiculous, is a turn off to your partner. This could be man or woman. It's very, very unattractive. I'll speak from a man's standpoint. I think it's very, very unattractive when a woman is very, very whiny and bratty and you can't please them. You always feel like, it's always something. You go to a restaurant and the waiter don't do something right and they act a fool. And this stuff you need to be looking at, guys. If you're dating a young lady and you think about getting serious with her, if she can't treat the server nice, if she can't treat the person who's the bank teller, if she treats people like that in servant positions, she treats them badly, you need to be, that's a red flag, bro. I'm telling you, that's a super red flag, because that's telling you how she's going to treat you when she gets comfortable. I don't care how nice, sweet she is to you. If she treats the people around her disrespectfully, or she treats people that she deems lower than her disrespectfully, you need to watch that. That is a very, very bad thing. And it should turn you off. You should not be thinking that's cute that she act a fool when you go in public. If she embarrasses you in public by acting that way, she's going to embarrass you by acting that way towards you at some point. What do you say about a man being too whiny?
Oh, it is a huge turnoff. I have worked with men who, when they don't get their way or something goes wrong, like they're just whiny, like big babies. It's so annoying. Man, I gotta work these extra hours. I was gonna do this weekend. Like a pouty baby boy. Like, ew, you're a man. Like,
there's another B word I'm thinking about, but go ahead.
But it's annoying. Like, man, I was gonna do this and I can't get to do this now. Or, man, I ordered this food and my food ain't hot and I'm so mad. Man. Like, we don't want to hear all that. That's just, ugh, stop.
It's very...
It's unattractive.
It's very feminine, guys.
Yeah.
It's very feminine when you act out like that. And I find, and I talked about this in my book, I find men that were raised with their mothers or primarily by women can't act that way. And it's very unbecoming. It's very feminine, and it makes a woman feel very unattracted. Like I said, this is what we're talking about. It could turn a woman off when when she sees you like a man baby. Like I was talking about, like blackish Rainbow always calls Dre a man baby. Yes. When a woman sees you as like a man baby, there's a huge turn off. The rivers just run dry down there because ain't no woman worth her salt wants to sleep with a man baby. No. It's not cute. It's not. And it's very, very, it can be detrimental to you guys' intimacy. Yes. As a relationship goes on. No. Next one.
Too moody. Moody people get on my nerves. They do.
This for men and women.
And yes, moody people, I said, get on my nerves. And if you are a moody man, that is a huge turnoff because you never really know where you stand with a moody person. Let's say you're in a relationship and let's say you're moody. I'm walking on eggshells. I don't know if you're in a good mood. I don't know if you're in a bad mood. I may not even be able to tell what triggers your mood. So I'm always walking around cautious and apprehensive. And if I don't feel safe with you, how in the world am I going to get aroused or feel like I want to be intimate with you? I don't necessarily trust where you are because I don't know. Your emotional states are like this. So it's a turnoff when we don't know, like, oh snap, what mood is he in today? What I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it goes back to that inability to control your emotions. We talk about this all the time throughout our videos, and we're going to continue to talk about it because you can't control your emotional state. Then everybody around you pays for that. And imagine being married to someone who's always on an emotional roller coaster. You walk in the house after a hard day's work, and you don't know what is she gonna be nice? Is she gonna be mean? I had a friend one time, and he referred to his wife's. He had said she had an alter ego, and her name was Gretchen. That wasn't his wife's name, but he would call her when she was in the mood. He called her Gretchen. He'd come to work. He'd be like, "Oh man, Gretchen's back." And you don't want that. You don't want to go home with it every day. You're like, is it Gretchen or is it my wife? You don't want that. And so that was, I think, being too moody is just a bad way to get down the road, and it turns you off because I'm like, you were just being rude and mean to me. Now all of a sudden you want to have sex with me? No, I don't want to be with you.
And I think that's a form of control. You're controlling the atmosphere with your moods. And depending on how you spin it, like, okay, if I'm in a bad mood, like I'm shutting everything down. I'm going to affect everybody's mood. Or I'm in a good mood, like, ooh, let's be happy and celebrate and clingy and cuddling. Like, I'll leave you where you sit. I don't like moodiness. I think it's very, very detrimental to the atmosphere of the home. Yep. And relationship.
Next one. Lack of sexual effort. Lack of sex. Let me tell you something. After being married 21 years, now I'm sure we've been intimate quite a few times. A couple, maybe up in the thousands. I don't know. We up there. Hey, 21 years is a lot. That's a lot of loving, and 3 kids. But lack of sexual effort, the whole lay and pray, starfish sex, whatever you want to call it, is just like, no. When everything is scripted, when she gets in the position, before I put in the position, like she already because it's
like the routine.
She
like,
already know.
Let me toot it here. Let me lay. Let me spread it here. Let me spread this. And then you insert, and then now, like.
Like that can be a turnoff after a while. Yeah, you gotta keep it spicy if you can. I am in no way saying bring somebody else into your bedroom. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is y'all gotta find ways to surprise them. Like put the kids down for a nap and then y'all do y'all thing, or try something different. What, try to get like some ideas, different positions. Try something, but just don't get into that routine of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, because it could be a turnoff to your partner. And after a while, sex becomes boring, becomes a chore, and then now you're in trouble. You in deep doo doo then when you get to that point, because somebody's needs are not getting fulfilled, and it's probably going to play out in a really, really bad way.
And like you said, get creative. Like, okay, tonight for foreplay, I'm gonna really give you a deep massage, and maybe we both get into the bath together, and then from there it changes up versus just the normal routine. All right, let's go ahead and lock the door and do what we normally do. Like, really put some thought and effort into it. And I agree with you.
No long drawn. Sometimes it's like, look, let's have a quickie. Let's like,
there
gotta be no long drawn out build up to it and things like that. Sometimes it's just like, hey, come here, let me help you out a little bit, sit down here on the couch or whatever. Things like that keep it spontaneous, where it's not always the same thing over and over again. Because let me tell you, in 21 years of marriage, and as you get down the road, you know all the tricks. It ain't like it's a secret. Like I know your favorite move, the finishing move. Like I know
the finishing move.
Like I know your move. Like I know it's coming up. So you about to finish. Like you get into that.
He's about to finish.
Or you know when he's about to, have
his
climax. Like, so you gotta figure out ways to like belay that a little bit. So
but I'm with you. I don't think it's healthy to invite people.
No.
And watching things. I just think you guys need to be creative. I think God created our bodies to be intricate and creative enough. I think just put your heads together and have fun.
Yeah. Next one.
Indecisiveness. Brothers, it's okay to not know sometimes, like an answer, maybe when it comes to a decision that you have to make, and you have some thought that you have to give to it, or you have to come up with strategies to try to maybe problem solve or figure out something. But when you don't ever have an answer, and then me as your woman or as a woman in the relationship with you, I have to now come up with the decision, or I have to now make the decision, or I have to be that final voice of like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. Yes, let's buy this car. My car, we replaced the engine and the transmission. Let's buy another one. We can afford it. Like, if that has to be coming from the woman, then that's when we talk about the lack of respect. Resentment starts to build, and then you come into the situation where she may not respect you as much. So make a decision. Sometimes right or wrong, dang, just make the decision already. If it's wrong, you're going to deal with the consequences. If it's right, great. Grow and learn. Either way, it's a growing experience. But whatever you do, make a decision, please.
And ladies, to that point, if and when your man steps up and makes a decision, let it play out. Let it play out. Like, let's say he made a decision and maybe it wasn't the best decision. Maybe let's say it cost you $50. Okay. They don't give you like some throw it back in the face. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. So you are belittling him and shaming him for a decision he made that may have been the best one. But by you doing that, it's just gonna make him retreat more. He's gonna say, okay, well, you make the decision there. And so many relationships work that way, where the man's always constantly deferring to the wife. She gets frustrated. She takes over. She gets in her masculine energy. Next thing you know, she's the one making all decisions, and she resents him for it because she really doesn't want to play that role, but she has to. And then the worst part is when a woman gets used to it and she likes it. And then you have an emasculated man and an over-masculine woman, and that dynamic doesn't work because his needs aren't getting met. She's out of her place. She is going to, at some point, break down. Yeah. Because it is not a real natural state for a woman just to take the lead all the time in a relationship, and that's when she gets turned off. She may seek out other masculine, more dominant energy because she's so dominant in a relationship, because you are sitting back saying, okay, whatever you want, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. All that stuff. And we're going to talk about marriage myths, too. That is a myth that has to be busted. So stay tuned.
Wide open.
So,
and you know what? I find indecisive men typically are overly emotional men. that's when I noticed the two are actually linked together. When you're overly emotional and you're afraid to actually make that logical decision because you're actually not operating in your strong state, which as a man, logic, man, that is your weapon. Logic is so important. And when you're moving out of logic into emotions, here comes the indecisiveness.
Yep. Next point, being too clingy. Being too clingy. This is for the fellas. This is for the ladies to the fellas. Men don't like it when you're too clingy. When you have made him the center of your world, sweetheart, that's not a good place. That's a place for God himself.
Yeah.
When you make a man the center of your world and he can't even go out with his boys without you blowing his phone up, where you at, who you with, what you're wearing, what you eating, how the wings taste, like all this.
How the wings taste.
Did you eat ranch or did you eat blue cheese with it? Like it's just too much. When you it means you're codependent. Yeah. And what it could turn your man off because it makes him feel like he constantly has to be up under you, and he's gonna resent you for the fact that he can't have a life because if he goes out with his friends, he's gotta pay for that for the next 4 days with your attitude. And it's a turnoff. No man wants to sleep with a woman who is constantly on him about something. It's a bad look. So be careful of that, guys. Same thing with the guys and the girls. You always up on that woman. Women don't want you up on her all the time, man. They just don't. You need to be out there in that world getting it. You need to be out there making sure that y'all good if y'all married, and make sure, and if y'all seriously dating, you need to be out there making sure that y'all gonna have a good life together. If you're constantly up under a woman, and I know men that if they're not up under a woman, they don't have a woman or have a girlfriend, they're nothing. They feel like they're nothing. That is a really, really bad place. Because that person has you in a place where you can't even function without a woman. That's not good. And once a woman realizes that you put her in that place, she's really, really, really gonna turn up on you. Yeah. Because it's not a good look. It just isn't. Yeah. What do you think?
And I agree. I think for both men and women, when you go from one failed relationship to another failed relationship, or from relationship to relationship, without giving yourself time to heal, but literally you're using other people to rebound and get over the last breakup or whatever, that's probably a good indication that you do have some codependency issues, because you're never able to sit alone, kind of be with yourself and kind of figure out, okay, let me kind of look back at this last relationship. Let me look at what I did wrong so I can grow from it and actually be whole when I go into another relationship. So I find that a lot of times when you relationship hop, it's because you have a codependency issue. And that's something that you need to work through. It may even require therapy, but you need to work through those issues, because it's not a good look. It smothers you, and it smothers the person that's in the relationship with you, and no good can come of it.
Great point, babe. So that's really the end of that. And I think that if you're in a relationship, serious relationship, or married, sit down and have a talk with your spouse. Like, is there anything that I'm doing that's kind of turning you off? You got to be honest about it. Like, for us, we had a discussion about a year ago. She wears a bonnet to bed. Obviously, she has locks. They're beautiful down her back. I love them. But I don't necessarily want... I don't want to see the bonnet when I'm getting...
So it's a lock cap, number one.
Lock cap. I don't want to see the lock cap when I'm getting it. You know, I don't want to see the lock cap, you know.
Well, without giving too much detail, if I'm doing something, the locks kind of get in the way. That was the reason for it. But then when he was like, babe, like, can you at least just pull your hair back? Like, why you gotta wear the cap because it was flopped?
I love her locks. I think they're super sexy. I love them. I want to see them. I want to see your hair. I don't want to see Aunt Jemima when I'm trying to get my freak on. I don't want to think about syrup. You know, and
okay, I think we did this video.
No, we gotta talk about this, man. These doggone bonnets out here, man. Look, y'all, ladies. No, man, no. And the problem is, I'm gonna speak for y'all men because y'all ain't gonna say it. You scared to say it. I'm gonna say I'll say what you're scared to say, like Bernie Mac said. I'm telling y'all, ladies, take them bonnets off when it's sexy time. Take them bonnets off. Let that hair out. I don't care if it ain't but that long. Let the hair out. We want to see your hair. We don't want to see a bonnet. We want to see no flowers and all this stuff. That's reminds of our grandmama. I don't know, man. Let the hair out. Yeah. So y'all have a talk about what turns you on and what turns you off, and y'all stop lying to each other. And until next time, that's enough said. We love y'all.
Bye.
Y'all take care.